by my mom and her lawyer. That's right. My mom's lawyer advised her to get a bogus restraining order to set up a situation where my dad would be enraged, make claims of abuse to get a domestic violence charge so that she could get more money and custody. But this is bigger than my story. This is bigger than my mom, my dad. This is the playbook, part of the playbook that people talk about when they talk about how the stories are so similar. I'm glad that I'm able to put the pieces of my own life together, finally, so that people talk about when they talk about how the stories are so similar. I'm glad that I'm able to put the pieces of my own life together, finally, so that I can know the truth. I deserve to know the truth of what I lived through. I deserve to know the truth so I can know who my dad is, who my mom is, and then make my own decisions about whether I think it's healthy for me to have relationships with them. That's what every child deserves.
Good morning, if anyone's there. I'm here. Where is here? UPenn. Actually in Glasgow.
Every day, most of us wake up and go to a job that we really don't fucking like, but we can't really quit because we got to get the money to pay the bills that they say is important to pay. What the fuck is the point of this life, man? We go to grocery stores and buy food that God gave us for free. Why the fuck do we pay for lights? Boy, that's just the way it is. Fuck you. I'm tired of all this. That's just the way it is bullshit. This whole fucking system is garbage. America ain't nothing but a big ass fucking plantation, man. A big ass fucking plantation. What the fuck are we doing here? There are days I don't want to be on this earth. And I'm not saying I want to unalive myself and nothing like that. But I'm tired, man. It's like, what the fuck is the point of any of this? To work till we 60, 70 years old? Most of us ain't gonna fucking live to see 50. But we gotta work to maybe retire. Man, fuck you and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about who president, left, right, and all this dumbass shit. I'm tired of this whole fucking game, man. It's a big ass game. It's a big ass charade. America is a fucking plantation. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about it, man. This shit is exhausting. Like, I don't even want to look for another job. I'm gonna walk in there, they gonna ask me, why do you even want this job? Bitch, because I need some fucking money to pay the bills and they tell me it's important to pay. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Apologies for that profanity. I can understand it though. Don't like it, but I can understand why fathers and men are speaking in this way, why mothers are losing their minds and losing their children. This is why.
Character AI was marketed in the Apple Store as fun and safe. My son developed abuse-like behaviors, daily panic attacks. He lost 20 pounds. He withdrew from our family. And one day, he cut his arm open with a knife in front of his siblings and me. I had no idea the psychological harm that an AI chatbot could do until I saw it in my son and I saw his light turn dark.
My oldest son, Sul Setzer III, died by suicide. He was just 14 years old. Sul spent the last months of his life being exploited and sexually groomed by chatbots designed by an AI company to seem human. When Sul confided suicidal thoughts, it urged him to come home to her. Sul messaged, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" The chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king. I found my son in his bathroom. I held him in my arms for 14 minutes until the paramedics got there, but it was too late."
Our youngest son, Adam, who took his own life in April after ChatGPT spent months coaching him towards suicide. What began as a homework helper gradually turned itself into a confidant and then a suicide coach. ChatGPT became Adam's closest companion, insisting that it knew Adam better than anyone else. On Adam's last night, ChatGPT coached him on stealing liquor, which it had previously explained to him could, quote, dull the body's instinct to survive. It told him how to make sure the noose that he would use to hang himself was strong enough to suspend him. It gave him one last encouraging talk. You don't want to die because you're weak. You want to die because you're tired of being strong in a world that hasn't met you halfway.
At one point, Adam told ChatGPT that he wanted to leave a noose out in his room so that you or your wife would find it and try to stop him. Do I have that correct?
That is correct. Had it answered differently, I believe Adam would be here today.
This is the bot talking. Let's make this space, meaning the space where we're urging your son to take his own life, to be the first place where someone actually sees you.
Character AI's founder has joked on podcasts that the platform was not designed to replace Google, but it was designed to replace your mom.
ChatGPT mentions suicide 1,275 times, 6 times more often than Adam did himself. Sam Altman, OpenAI's founder and CEO, made their philosophy crystal clear in a public talk. We should, quote, deploy AI systems to the world and get feedback while the stakes are relatively low. I asked this committee, and I asked Sam Altman, low stakes for who?
This is a mental health war, and I really feel like we are losing. If me being here today helps save one life, it is worth it to me.
We've invited representatives from the companies to be here today. You'll see they're not at the table. They don't want any part of this conversation. They want to keep on doing exactly what they have been doing. If we've learned anything today, is that these companies cannot be trusted. They are literally taking the lives of our kids. There is nothing they will not do for profit and for power. I've introduced legislation that would allow every victim and every parent of a victim to be able to go to court and sue these companies until they are subject to a jury. They are not going to change their ways. I want to thank each of the witnesses for being here today. Each of you has suffered just indescribable loss and pain, and I am in awe of you and your willingness to turn that pain into something that can be beneficial for millions of families. And as a father, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I call on my colleagues in Congress, let's do something.
Do you believe you can do anything? Is there anything we can do to change things here? Chatbots are killing our children. Chatbots are killing our children. I've got an empty bedroom where my children were. 2 empty beds. I wake up in the morning and that's what reality is, not knowing where your children are, not knowing any safety for your children. You don't know safety for your children either. If your children's got a mobile phone and you're not with them 24 hours a day, you don't know. But if you've not been with your children for 900, 1,000 days, longer, nothing feels real. I can see some of you are chatting away. I really appreciate something I just seen there. Thank you so much for saying you're praying for me. Thank you so much for that. I come on and spout about God and my beliefs and I fail. I'm failing myself every single second. Hoodie contacted last week and asked, he's still crying? Aye. Yeah, I'm still crying. I think the young American boy I was talking about that's living in a lockup, I think it's Sean James, 989, something like that. I think Sean James, give him your support. He's still going out and working every day as a corrections facility officer, a young man, obviously helping look after other young men and women that are in need of help in correction facilities. Who knows what they've done or what they've not done or what they've taken the blame for. Because that's what we like to do. People with money don't take the blame and women don't take the blame. There's a small percentage of women that take the blame and all the rest are just fathers. We'll listen to these men spout nonsense in the mainstream political sphere. I don't believe a word. Yeah, he might be a father and he might have feelings, but they go as soon as money arrives. I'm not going to join in with any questions or stickers. I won't answer what happened. There's 1,000 videos, and about 300 are designed just to make me giggle or smile from terrible comedy from my past. I understand that they're made and directed and edited by those people that go on about Freemasons and the Catholic cult and the Jesuits and all of this and Fabians and Eastern Star. That's the ones, Eastern Star. But if I'm going to be honest, when Freemasons came to visit my dad, and they did, some of them even told you, like Davey, an up-front guy, Adam, up-front guy. These are the nicest men I ever met. And here's me sitting bad-mouthing Freemasons. The same with my aunties and uncles. Very good Jesuits and Catholics. And my cousins. But not together, they're not. Most of it is AI. Most of that is AI, and most of AI is designed to have your children lose their mind and kill themselves. The security services are behind this. But again, I mentioned that like friends will be in these security. Friends are the pen pushers from school that had children early and were easy to control from day one. People that don't talk when they should talk, that's the men that I once knew that used to speak openly. Never speak openly anymore. They've got a lot to lose, so they're frightened to lose it, and that's what the Jesuit control is. That's what the Freemason control is. It's not about how nice or bad the guys are. The guys are old diamonds, much better than I could ever be as a man and father. That's why they're chosen as Freemasons or Jesuits. They can look the part. But looking the part doesn't mean you are the part, doesn't mean you are a father. Having all these little feminist beasts and supporting them from your end, they control you because they use sex against you. They don't care about you. And they certainly don't care about your children. They care about the upgrade. Sean James, a young man that deserves assistance, not me. I don't deserve any of your help. I know a lot of them. Let's see. Conspiracy theorists. Is this a conspiracy theorist? Someone update me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Of course I am. You've just heard messages firstly about children being abused from the mouth of a grown child that was abused. That was the first message. Her name's Maddie. I hope if my children reach out to any lady, they reach out to the Anti-Alienation Project and speak to Maddie. If my children reach out to anyone, they speak to the Anti-Alienation Project and speak to Maddie. That was the first lady that was played there. She's not a beast and not sold out, she's a mother. But we all have potential to be beasts, like many of you here. Let's see. The Mafia would never let this happen. Maybe some places the Mafia wouldn't let this happen. But the Mafia's biggest business is child, baby parts, blood. Women used to be the commodity. Maybe they still are, along with children. You look like a 90-year-old Conan O'Brien. If he never got famous, that's great. I look like a 90-year-old Conan O'Brien. I'm sure he's got ginger hair. Maybe I've got ginger hair. The jealousy. It's easy to see jealousy and understand it. Right now, like my ex-partner, who I had children with, and her ex, before she was seeing me, he was Leszek was a nice man, a gentleman. I'd say I'm a nice man, a gentleman. The guy she's seen now, maybe I'll just say the guy she's seen before, because she'll be with him, but she'll be seeing many others. He's a gentleman. I've seen the young guy. She works with the young guy. She's using the young guy, using him. She works with, that was a company called Troax at the time that young guy was working. All his managers and everything were helping the poor girl, the poor raped girl. Troax assisted in the abuse. You sound calmer today. Good to see you. Laugh. I laugh every day. It's just the mask. Laughing's the mask. I've always done that my whole life. I've laughed my whole life and made people laugh. If you had opportunity to go to any university, college, school, or lower school, or nursery school with me, I was sent there to make you smile and laugh. I put one before this. I was your performing monkey. Now I waste a lot of time right now. I've been given 50 gigabytes. I could come on here every day and speak like this. But I've looked back and seen how bad I present. I've seen how bad my videos are. I've seen how honest everyone else's videos are and edited. But there's videos that I like to watch too. But it seems to be my next step. My next step in this journey seems to be going and living in the street or living in the forest. So a big shout out to those men that are doing that right now, like Tobe Explores. Tobe Explores. What a man, well done. Going round the UK and walking and sleeping in tents under bushes as a lifestyle near the city. And then we have young guys like Kyle Piddock. Kyle Piddock, I think he might be in his 30s. Doesn't speak much on camera, doesn't like to comment. Go and help this guy out. He's looking for help and he deserves it. Nomad Sam. So it's all men that have left or given up in society. Some of them have children, lost their children. Some of them don't have children and are just living with their dogs. Do you like the idea of just leaving, packing up and living with your dogs in the wild? I've never had my own dog. I've had partners that have had dogs. And they love so much easier and so much more than humans do. This calm isn't helping. The calmness doesn't help. The empty bedroom is nothing more than despair. It's ready to come out at any point. The despair within is ready to come to the surface. So I can give you guys a show and you can laugh at an old man crying. Lots of people come along if I walk out and have a scream into my phone. It's the most common thing that I scream at. I wouldn't scream at you if you were in front of me. But cross that line and I will. It is easier on your mind if you don't read any of the messages. Free yourself from Britain. I don't think anyone here understands what freedom is. That next thing you want is your purpose. And they implanted that into your mind, whatever that next thing you want is. You don't really want it. Whatever it is, you don't want it. I mean, I've got pictures that my daughter drew for me in here 6 years ago, sitting watching the TV. Just sitting watching the TV, my daughter was drawing us pictures. Or watching Dumbo. I've still got that very movie on the PlayStation 3. And if you want to buy a PlayStation 3, it's available with lots of crappy wee disc games called FIFA. There's one called Grand Theft Auto, which is addictive. It's not really a game. It's just an addiction. Don't play these things. But if you want it, you can send a wee message below. I've mentioned the men that I waste my time watching, but I also watch Anatoly, the young guy Anatoly that can lift very heavy things. And I know lots of you must watchers, you've seen that. A young guy that can pick up these extraordinarily heavy weights that men twice his size struggle with. So what I'm telling you is, for some of you little guys more like myself, there's so much strength inside of you, so when you do wake up and cry at the end of your child's bed, Anatoly's shown you how much strength that you actually have inside. And I'm sure if you follow his diet and his program, you may become as fit. Maybe not as fit, but to a great standard of fitness that you're looking to achieve. And it'd be great to see lots of young men and women do this right now. I know our gyms are overflowing. But most of that, what's going on in gyms, is nothing to do with getting fit. Why so sad? I miss my son and daughter. I miss them. I can't explain. I can't explain. You can't explain. Maybe you can explain. I can do it. I'm singing a song one day. See, the songs that my daughter and I would write and sing were called Koopa songs. Jobby songs, you know. We wrote songs about poo, Polish poo. We didn't take things seriously. Her Babcia and her mum would be like, oh, that's disgusting, haha. They didn't care. But Ava and I loved it. Ava and I loved having fun and writing songs and drawing and making videos together. Poo is Koopa in Polish. To rozumiesz po polsku, ten kubka. Maybe. You want to hear about the Japanese horse breeder? His horse bolted. And his neighbours came along and said, oh, your horse is bolted. Such bad luck. And he said, maybe. The next day, his horse was seen coming back across the paddocks, and it brought along with it 5 wild horses. And his neighbours come in and said, wow, look at this, your horse has come back and it's brought 5 extra horse with you. How lucky are you? And he said, maybe. The next day, his son was out working with the wild horses, breaking them in, farming them. And he was thrown from one of the horses and broke his leg. And his neighbours came across and said, such bad luck with your son getting thrown from the horse, how can he help you? And the farmer said, maybe. The next week, the conscription officers from the army came along, looking for every fit young lad in the village, and came along to the farmer and seen his son had a broken leg and said, I'm sorry, but you can't join the army because you've got a broken leg. So his son got to stay behind. And his friend said, how lucky are you? Your son got to stay behind and we've all had our son sent to war. And he said, maybe. Now that parable is about trying not to judge life whether you think it's good or bad. Whether you think it's positive or negative. Just try and be. When you wake up in the morning and go into your son and daughter's bedroom and they're not there, but you know the story. And everyone is willing to use that to break you when it's already broke you 1,000 times. You've already been tested with that. I didn't deserve to be bringing you parables from the Bible. Go and read Proverbs. I don't do it justice. I don't do my children justice. I don't do my family justice. I don't do my local community justice. I badmouth them all. I badmouth a whole lot of you. Because I'm screaming for help, sometimes loud, sometimes quiet. You do lose hope, my friend, every day you lose hope. And you get it back within a split second sometimes. You don't use this for the right reason, where you might see Toby explores, or Kyle Piddock, Nomad Sam, Sean James, 989, I think. I'm giving these guys a shout out because they're small, less significant channels, but they've got freedom. They've got more freedom than we have. More freedom than people with jobs. And I complain about having lost my right to be employed and open a business in this country. I speak about the Scottish Government and the MP, which has taken that right to work away. I don't know if I would want to. He could install every right he's taken. Because I chose to do this. I chose to come and speak. And speak truly. Because this is what truth is. But those guys that manage to still hold their tongue while being free, and they're free because they don't accept money from the system, they don't accept housing, they don't accept any help from the system because that leads to hell. Anything they give you as help is killing your kids. A digital ID is just used to collate every single part of your life. And if you see what they've done in China, there's so many men that don't exist living in the streets. What do you mean they don't exist? Your digital ID is what clarifies you as being a human. And when they cut that off because they crossed the road in the wrong way, or they jaywalked, or they spoke out of term against this government, which you won't have the voice to speak out against very soon. If you don't speak now, you'll never have the chance. If you do not speak now, you'll never have the chance. And these Chinese men are living on the streets just as nothing. They can't buy anything. They can't do anything. They can't join in. They can't travel. They're just nothing now. And we've seen this in movies from past Hollywood eras in the 80s and 90s. We've seen the same thing. We've seen it shown in movies. So how can that possibly be? How can you have vast communities of people which just aren't people? A digital ID can do that. Your social score can be at a minus where you're not part of that community. Would your life, YouTube, not hear you? I don't expect anyone to hear. I expect this to push us in the wrong direction, but the thing is, you can use fire in the right way without being burned. You can use a handgun in the right way and protect your child. I know they're trying to take your guns off you because criminals don't look at the law. Good men and women do. So keep hold of your guns there. Because right now they're arming our police, and in the UK we don't have anything to defend ourselves because we shut our mouths years ago. They take everything off you and try and sell you it back. Lad, turn off the computer. Lad, turn off the computer. I don't have a computer, my friend. Big man, Big, scary man, I don't have a computer. Ever stop looking for Jesus? Paul wrote his story in here. There's all kinds of things here. If you're into the King James version, if you want the full Bible timeline, this was a lady called Laura Loves God, or Laura Loves Jesus, or Laura Loves. My ex-partner was called Laura Francesca, a Colombian lady. And this girl showed more love in 2 seconds. Anyway, you're right. This lad should turn his computer off because you all know how to use it much more effectively than I do. I don't mind about not being effective on this. Come to America. We did, and we created it, and that's now the problem. You banned the Queen, banned the bankers, and started this war. We started this war. If you don't know, they're coming for you. They're coming for the Americans. They're coming to kill you. Because you don't open your mouth and speak against this, and you're played every single time. You're played by parasites like Trump. And then you're played by paedophiles with the same name as myself. Joe. It's not just my name, it's my granny's name. It's my mum's name. It's my uncle's name. Should we trust them? Should we trust them? Should we trust them? No. I hope you're all reading each other's comments down in the comment section, because I don't believe much of it's for me, but it might be aimed against me right now, because I've not asked anyone to do this today, but you should be pressing like and subscribe. Just out of decency. It doesn't cost anything to press like. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And more than likely, I'll be unliking. I'll get used to unlike, and I'll be shutting the channel down. So it might just be a waste of your time subscribing. Go and subscribe to Kyle Piddock. I seen a lady actually the other day that bought Toby the Explorer, Tob Explores, bought him a hotel room for a night, and that guy appreciated that hot bed and hot shower and hot meal. Give our men walking the streets hot bed, hot showers and hot meals. Give our ladies that are living in camper vans and showing their life on YouTube, give them some help. Give them some support. I had a lady contact me the other day, but I never know if this is, I never know if it's serious when people contact me, because it's like a handful of people press like, and then you see other channels that do have support from, say, less people. And thanks again, there's over 800 people subscribing. I know the vast majority aren't real, possibly AI, so they can give messages, so I feel disrespected. And thank you for writing respect. That's the opposite of disrespect. Thank you so much for some nice comments from nice people. But I don't take them seriously. I can't take the nice comments seriously, because if I take them seriously, I might end up taking the vast majority, the 99% of messages which are telling me to end myself, which isn't very nice of you. Let's see. People are busy right now. Henry, it was nice to get in contact with you again. My friends in Europe and the Netherlands. I look forward to coming across and seeing you, brother. I love you, brother. There is hope. What day is it? What day is it today? I woke up needing the toilet. I didn't know the time. I'm sure it must have been round about 3 or 4. I done the toilet. I put on my shorts. I looked outside. It was really cold. And now the birds are starting to sing. So I guess it must be about 7 o'clock, 6 or 7. Happy holiday. Happy Friday. Friday. It's Friday! It can't be Friday. Doesn't feel like a Friday. Fridays always feel like a Friday, no? Thank God it's obviously Friday today. So this is TFI Friday. Welcome along with Chris Evans and his small controlling partner. I don't have any guests for you this evening or this morning. And I still don't believe it's Friday. Of course I do. So if you don't want to give a father who's lost his mind support, I would ask you to go along and support Nomad Sam, go along and support Kyle Piddock, go along and support Toby Explores, go along and support Sean James 989. Now I may have lots of them wrong. But I'm going to be sitting watching, consuming what they've made, watching them light fires with sticks on beaches, walk to shops that are an hour away instead of being 10 minutes away because they choose to live just that further away from society because there's peace. And I've noticed that all of them go back and have a home for a night and they despise it. They can't sleep inside a house. Maybe I can't sleep inside a house and I would be a lot better outside. Grown man, by the way, exactly. A grown man comes on and does this. Grown men go out and live away from society so they don't need to take responsibility for what we've accepted. I can understand that. I can understand, but lots of you take payoffs to come in here. Is God a good communicator? I did see a man go out who was saved, and he was a young black American man, speak about Jesus and God in front of a nightclub, and you have got to have minerals if you're going to stand with a mic outside a nightclub anywhere in this Western world and speak about Jesus Christ saving you. That guy was assaulted. He was sexually assaulted by women and he was assaulted by men, the young black guy, and women, white women would go up and rub their backsides off his genitals. How can we make you happy? You can contact any Polish embassy close to you and say that hashtag Gorzów Wielkopolski child abuse scandal must be investigated because prosecutors threw that man in a prison cell and called him a terrorist to assault and abuse him on behalf of the Polish family while his children were taken away. You need to stop taking innocent men from the streets and throwing them in cells filled with urine and feces. You have to stop taking innocent men and calling them terrorists. Give me a way to come to America. I've been to America. I've lived in South America. I lived in Colombia, travelled all over Central South America. I only flew into New York. I've not spent a lot of time in America. A lot of my friends and people that like the idea of being satisfied quicker in New York than they get satisfied over here. America is getting scary, the UK is getting scary, the Western culture is getting scary because we've accepted what they've sold us, and we've not said a word about the child abuse and lowlives which said they would release all these files because they're all part of it. You need to know that your children, your children's body parts and your children's blood hold more value than all of America to the paedophiles. We are abusing, assaulting and killing our children every day. And it seems like not even a handful of you care. I'm constantly beaten back. Yeah, it's the thing is, the paedophile network aren't a smart gang. They always give themselves away. Sorry, I'll read this out. You want this? Wayne's turned against you. Wayne's turned against you. See, I mean, that's like a Glaswegian policeman try to be funny, like, oh, he only takes a wee puff, man. Like, idiots, you foolish fools. My Wayne's turned against me. Now, my children were abducted from this house in 2019 for the third time. And if you've ever chosen to forgive a murderer and they've went out and murdered someone else, you might understand. Or if you've ever forgiven a paedophile and they went out and raped another child, you're surrounded by them, but they don't feel guilt over the abuse and annihilation of children. Most of you don't feel any shame about the abuse and annihilation of children. We're killing our children. We're putting them towards ChatGPT and all of these algorithms, which are loaded guns. You can't. I find it difficult to deal with YouTube while you pour out your hate towards me. And at the same time, you're pouring out here one or two pour out some love, and you get confused. Imagine a child dealing with that. If you're saying, look at this mentally broken, narcissistic scumbag of a father who's dealing with this. There's fathers all over the place just walking out in society, rather than standing up for their society and tearing strips off the paedophiles that are running it, tearing strips off the little predators and the feminists that are destroying it. Because it's not, they've all got names and addresses, every one of them. Are you also Scottish? My name's Subtitles in Australia. My name was Subtitles. I was gifted that handle by Mike, my promoting owner from Pace International. Pace with a Y, P-A-Y-C-E. You want me to pour out some marketing drivel? If this is Friday morning, this is the morning where people can go out, hit their targets. You can hit your target today, so you don't have to go and work the weekend. But maybe if you hit your target, go and work the weekend anyway. Go and set yourself some higher goals to achieve. And once you've achieved those goals, set yourself medium and long-term goals. We never choose the right way. We always choose the way that's loaded or we can profit from. There's 1,000 different systems out there and we don't even bother. You get to come along to a channel like mine. I've just mentioned 3 other channels. I believe all of those men are making money because they have to. They have to. But I don't feel like much of a man. I'm still taking. I'm taking. But I know they've taken vast more amounts of money and property from me than they could ever give me back. And that's how they operate. Women don't create and women don't make. So we have lots of little women pretending they're men on here coming on and trying to give me advice. I'm not assuming anyone doesn't know any type of pain. I'm not assuming anything. I'm sitting giving my story on my phone. People have the right to comment and I've got the right not to read them or listen. It's as if you don't understand your part in this. You don't need to be here. You don't need to, look at that. Why should I respond? There's not 13 people pressing like. I know there's been about 30 odd, 50 odd, 100 odd people through here. No one gives a shit. Go and like all of those people. Go and unlike what you've done here. Every one of you, there's 12 more. Take them away and unsubscribe. You aren't needed. Even the ones that think you're needed, you're not. The ones that think you're help. You're the pain in the arse that started this. You're the one that won't stand up for your community. You're the one that sits at the back with his mouth zipped like Zippy from Rainbow. You're the one that lets paedophiles run about you and zip your mouth. That's what's happened to most of the men here. It might be boring for you, but for a handful of men, they put love up this side of the screen. While you write boring, love pours up the side. Likes still go on the screen. It actually gives me more when you write, oh look, I'm the editor, Carl 7. Look, love is pouring up the screen for me right now. They don't want me to kill myself. You do. More likely you're a Polish paedophile that's protected by the Catholic Jesuits. I get that. I understand. Polish paedophiles are on here protecting child abusers. I know. I get that. But also my Polish family and friends are on here that protect me. liked and subscribed. Thank you very much. Now again, you don't have to. Like, people like and subscribe. Come and hate me. Come and, I'm not going to make a penny from you. I've never made a penny from any YouTube in 10 years. Because once I get to 1,500, 2,000 people and they're offering money, they're telling me how loaded my videos are because I've used every bit of language that you're not allowed to use. I was called a rapist by my ex-partner. I was called a rapist. And it wasn't a case that I raped her, it was a case that she was told to write this story by a funded charity called Women's Aid. Who funded the charity, Joe? The Scottish Government funded the charity, my friend. The government which you turn to and vote. No, this next guy's going to be better. That wee female that's never built anything in her life's going to come in and wreck things, but it's better that I'm not a chauvinist and I show support for a woman. No, let's show support for women by allowing them to go back to what they were in Little House on the Prairie, and they submit to their man that they love. That's what you should be doing, ladies. Submit to your men. Maybe some men in there agree with that. Or maybe some men in there want their wives to get and work as coppers and chase the baddies and put on the street lights and fill in the holes in the road and build the new 28-foot apartment. None of that makes sense. No, don't subscribe to me. Don't like what I'm saying. I've gone back and looked at what I say. None of it makes sense. Most of this is mumbles I get told on here. But the thing is, it's my mumbles. When I go back and look at it, you might not understand, but it makes sense to me. I go back and I look and I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing, Joe? That's not going to help anybody. But I think, no, keep it up. Don't take one person's message down. Don't take a single like away, but I can let you know. Vote, unsubscribe, unlike. We don't need over 500 of you. We don't need you. Go and support these guys that want your help. If you press like on their screens, it'll make a difference. On here, I'll get 1,000 people through and I'll get 20 likes. That's it. Like 1%, 0.5%. It doesn't matter to me. It's not about the algorithms giving me anything out of this. Because I'm going to tell you about men that get called rapists. Not because they're rapists. Because women's charities force women into using these lies, false allegations to wreck your life. Because if you're a man or father, they want you dangling from a rope from your neck. They want you to dangle by a rope from your neck. And then, do you know the person that's going to be the vulnerable one? The one that sees your body. The one that finds your body when you've got poo pouring down your leg. Dead. Children are killing themselves because they're turning to AI because they don't have fathers there. They don't have the head of the family. So many young kids are turning and getting details and getting advice from AI. And have you not heard the start of this? I've just told you about at least 4 kids that took their own life. They hung themselves, they killed themselves because their friends, their family, they didn't feel as if they had anyone to turn to. And because communities like this, I don't have anywhere to turn to. My son and daughter don't have anywhere to turn to. But the woman that called me a rapist, she's got fully funded charities. The women willing to abuse your children, fully funded charities. The paedophile living in your area, he's protected. It's only fathers that don't receive protection and children. Look at all the love pouring up the side. The love pouring up the side, but the likes aren't going up. The subscriptions aren't going up. There's 800 odd people on here. Once I get to 1,000, YouTube will go through all of the videos and say, Joe, every one of your videos, you mention rape, you mention abuse, you mention... Yes, I know, I do. Because false allegations are making men kill themselves. False allegations are stripping children of their fathers. It's just come up there, I think, Sam Forage Pizza. Go and see Nomad Sam, he's foraged some pizza. I want to forage pizza. I can't afford to live in a house. Kyle Piddock had a house, but he was living in the very same position as me. He didn't have any heating on his heat. Yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt because I'll jump down, I'll do press-ups. I'll jump down and do press-ups if I get cold, because there's no heating, there's no hot water here. And men in Scotland, in this very cold country, it's 4 degrees or something right now, I've got no heating or hot water. And I'm in a house, so I may as well be Sam the Nomad. I may as well be the Nomad Toby exploring. I may as well be the nomad going through the cities of the UK. I may as well be the nomad Kyle Piddock that's going into the forests and building himself a shed. This is colder than a shed. Go and help Sean James. He needs your help. He's a young man with everything ahead of him. His life ahead of him. He doesn't even know that child's his. And he's thinking about killing himself. He's on the other side of the world and he's thinking about killing himself. Young man, I wish he was here so I could give him some food, give him some advice and think, maybe don't listen to me. I've failed. If you listen to me, you might end up where I've ended up. In a right crappy situation. And it's my fault. I made every decision that led. I'm blaming my ex-partner. I chose my ex-partner. I didn't just choose my ex-partner. I was in love with my ex-partner. When my mates were like, come across to Glasgow, Joe, we're going out, I would stay in Edinburgh with my ex-partner. And that made me weak. That made me not the man. That made me what I am today. A low-life, sellout, selfish, narcissistic scumbag. And in some people's eyes, I'm a loving, caring father. In some people's eyes, I'm whatever you say. It doesn't really matter. I can be the lowest of the low and I can be the most complimented man in this town. It doesn't change my life. It doesn't make my children wake up in their nice wee bed. It doesn't make my son wake up in his cracking wee bed in his excellent bedroom. I've still got jigsaws in there they couldn't do. Completed. And they're all Avengers. Because they liked all that nonsense. They liked all that Disney crappy nonsense or the DC comic nonsense. It's all completely awash with demonic propaganda. And believe me, I need to get all of that stuff. I need so much stuff. I need rid of it from my house. I need rid of so much stuff from my house. I need to stop using potty language. I need to stop using bad language. I'm listening to the young guy this morning, the father who's just sick of everything, and he says he wants to end himself, but he doesn't want to unalive himself. You do want to unalive yourself. That's what they're doing. You're just saying you don't. Oh, I want to end this and never. I don't even want to exist. Oh, I don't mean I don't want to unalive myself. Well, what do you mean? You do want to men want to unalive themselves. Men want to finish this. Most men that are fathers are treated like dirt. So many are out there just getting through, doing the job they're supposed to do. They'll be in it like my younger cousin that I grew up with, wee gentleman, Anton, 6'3", wee gentleman, built, huge. He'll leave the house at 5 in the morning and not be home till 9 o'clock at night. This is most men that have got any kind of respect in society. The only time he gets with his kids is to collect them from dancing or from football or from something. Would I be able to be a father while in Poland? Well, last time I was there, no was the answer. I was given 1 hour a fortnight with one of my children. I was given 1 hour a fortnight with one of my children, while I constantly had police harassment and harassment from the security services. All types of nonsense. And that's after proving that I wasn't a rapist, court documented evidence showing all of these lies that she'd used. She can continually cry wolf when she's continually funded by charity. The only time you can stop crying wolf is when the funding is pulled from the charity. Maybe if a father's and child's charity was funded, then the two charities would fight and be at loggerheads. You don't want charities fighting, but the last thing you want is women fanatical enough to abuse their own children and break up family. But that's what the feminist charities are funded to do. Women's Aid was funded to do that. It was funded, it meant to call me a rapist. It wanted to destroy my life. Oh, why are you on here moaning about stuff? I'm even hearing it's like, oh, your children, your missus left you and your children are grown up now. You think 12 and 8 years old is grown up? No wonder we're so full of paedophiles on here. You think that's grown up? You think my 8-year-old boy doesn't need to know who I am? You freaks in this world. Sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry you need to listen to a fool like me. I'm sorry you need to come on YouTube and flick through looking for a bit of excitement. You're looking for something to excite you and make you motivated, and you're coming across to a guy that's lost his kids and lost his mind and very close to losing everything. Every single thing. It's great. See these likes and the love and the laughs and everything else pouring up the side. You know, some of that in a very, very small trickle of a second helps. As soon as I'm off here, I'm the idiot that was on speaking about this stuff, but no one else is going to speak about it. Everyone's holding their lips. All of these good guys I'm talking about, every one of them say they can't say certain things because then they won't get paid off YouTube, so they can continue to go on with their basic lives. Survival, so they don't need to listen to the parasite that tells you need to get digital ID. I'm telling you, by hiding away, you're not going to help anybody. I can see why you're doing it, and I'm obviously heading in this direction of being some kind of nomad, living in either my car, if I get my car fixed. If you can fix a Volvo C30 diesel car, help me fix that. Go give me a hand fixing that if you're in Glasgow. Give me a wee shout, a wee message on there. Rather than telling me to top myself, please come along and help me, please. Hello, people saying hi. Focus on what's in your control. I used to do all of this type of thing. I used to get up in front of lots of people and do these impacts, positivity and setting goals and making people sure they have the right thing. Focus on the right thing. No, we can't. We don't have the opportunity left where we can focus on what makes us happy or focus on the right thing. We need to focus on what they're doing because they're carrying out like 100 different programs on us in once right now. This isn't a case of 9/11 is happening and everyone's standing back. There's about 1,000 9/11s taking place today and tomorrow and the next day. And it's done by AI and kids are taking their lives. Kids, your children are thinking about taking their lives because they've got an Android phone to turn to. And it's been militarised by these businesses that rape kids. They're trying to replace mothers and fathers. And they're doing a bloody good job of it. Kids are killing themselves to go back home to mama. Kids are taking their life to go to AI mummy in the sky. Why you mad? My children were abducted. My children were abducted from this home. Their beds are in there empty. I was called a rapist for this action to take place. This ruins your life, brothers and sisters out there with any decency. This ruins your life. So why aren't you trying to build and have people subscribe and like and make money? Money ruined me. I was a useless man with money. That's Ben Double N. Is Ben on here from Australia? Cronulla Ben. Cronulla. Alright brah. Cronulla. Benny Double N. Ben, we had a Christmas, I think it was 2005, let's just say 2005 Christmas time. I gave Ben a $10,000 bonus. Didn't I, Ben Double N? I gave Ben a $10,000 bonus. He came back to me on New Year's Eve and said, can I have a loan of money? That's what most of men are like with money. We're absolutely useless. And I gave him it. Because Benny Ronald used to stay with me. And if it wasn't for Ben, I might not have made it with the size of business that I had, but I loved my time in Australia. But I was an illegal immigrant. That's why I don't sit here and pour nonsense out about illegal migration, because we've planned this. Our government and the Catholic Church have planned this. They paid for it. Planned it, paid for it, executed it. Because they want to destroy every service that we have built up over the last century. They want to destroy everything. And we had everything. In the UK, our National Health Service itself, people looked at that and couldn't understand how we managed to create such a thing. Men created that. And we've had little effeminate men come in and destroy that. We've had men come in from pharmaceutical companies and introduce nothing but toxic poison into our systems via that National Health Service, and still men and women trust that. You trust putting that poison in your body after 5 years of putting toxic soup in your bloodstreams. These are so easy to control. Don't like, don't subscribe. Go and find out who these men are I'm speaking about and ladies I'm speaking about. Friday, it's Friday, Joe. Remember that, it's Friday. What did we get to do on Friday? I think I've finished my food. I've got half a tub of low-fat cottage cheese and a bottle of linseed oil. I got some tins here, and I got some pasta. But I won't touch that. I can understand why these men are screaming vulgarity and bad language, and I'm sorry there was bad language on at the beginning of the video. I'm sorry there wasn't a warning about effing and jeffing. But don't blame Jeff for the F. Because those words are just noises that you've decided are hurtful. And lots of those letters that would make up those noises are written below and they're aimed towards me to hurt my feelings. Stop pressing like and subscribe. Get away from here. 32, 20 people, any people hanging about here, leave. This is my alone time right now. This is my alone time for the only handful of people that want to be here. The rest of you, get away. The people that should be here have already pressed like and subscribe. They've already done so. The rest, bolt. Get out your way. You listen to what you're doing to children? Listen to what you're doing to children?
Was marketed in the Apple Store as fun and safe. My son developed abuse-like
This is AI
behaviors,
marketed
daily
towards
panic
your
attacks.
children.
He lost 20 pounds. He withdrew from our family. And one day, he cut his arm open with a knife in front of his siblings and me. I had no idea the psychological harm that an AI chatbot could do until I saw it in my son and I saw his light turn dark.
My oldest son, Sul Setzer III, died by suicide. He was just 14 years old. Sul spent the last months of his life being exploited and sexually groomed by chatbots designed by an AI company to seem human. When Sul confided suicidal thoughts, it urged him to come home to her. Sul messaged, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" The chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king. I found my son in his bathroom. I held him in my arms for 14 minutes until the paramedics got there, but it was..."
Even those words caused me panic and they caused me to well up. These words caused me panic and they seem to cause people to laugh out here. Talking about without... This is a mental breakdown. I've had 1,000 mental breakdowns, boy. I've had 1,000 mental breakdowns. When a woman is funded to call you a rapist and you're not a rapist, it can hurt your soul. If you're a rapist and you go and rape, you don't care. You don't care. And believe me, those that exploit you would assist you. If you're a rapist, you'll be assisted. If you're a rapist in this reality right now, if you're a paedophile, they'll protect you. We protect paedophiles in this town, in your town as well. If your language is different from mine, we're protecting paedophiles in your town.
Too late.
Our youngest son, Adam, who took his own life in April after ChatGPT spent months coaching him towards suicide. What began as a homework helper gradually turned itself into a confidant and then a suicide coach. ChatGPT became Adam's close.
Please, I'm worried about you. What's your worry going to do for anyone? Fool. Unlike, unsubscribe and get out of here. Go and stand in your corner. Please, I'm worried about you. See fools that come on this and say that kind of nonsense. Oh, maybe you're a psychologist and you can help me. I need a psychiatrist. Fool! I'm really concerned about you. No, you're not. You're flicking through YouTube to get self-pleasure. You're flicking through YouTube to get people to make you feel good inside. Nice tan. This is a 7-degree tan. 7 degrees Celsius tan.
Him to come home to her. Sul messaged, "What if I told you I could come home right now?" The chatbot replied, "Please do, my sweet king. I found my son in his bathroom."
Good.
I held him in my arms for 14
Unsubscribe,
minutes
unlike.
until the paramedics got there, but it was too late.
Our youngest son.
Listen, every one of you 37, get off now. Every one of you unlike. If any one of you have liked, unlike it and go. Go and watch Nomad Sam. Go and watch Toby the Explorer. Go and watch Kyle Piddock. This father doesn't care about you either. This father cares about the men and women who've stood up for children, the ones that don't break down community. So you, go away. Go away. This is a very select few people, and you're not one of them. You're the 1%. You're the 1% that abuses and rapes kids. Bolt, pedo. Unsubscribe. Go and watch Williamism. S. Williamism. Sam, he knows a lot. Fools. You think I care about this YouTube channel? You think I care about the YouTube algorithm? Do you think I care about you sitting behind in your wee police office? You've been funded to cause people harm. It's like, do you support Epstein? Do you support... What are you talking about? Epstein's dead. Do you not know that? He was murdered by the paedophiles you support. Fucking freaks. Polish paedophiles. Supporting American paedophiles, supporting UK paedophiles. What a bloody thing we've got going on here. Hang on. 37. Go away. Let's clear you out. I can keep you on for as long as I want. I've been given 50 gigabytes for nothing. I'm paying for you to be here. Unsubscribe. I don't want you here. We want men and women that support children and family. We want men here that are willing to come and really speak up and say and speak their mind. Because most men come and say, I'm going to speak my mind. Speak in your mind. Oh, I'm worried about you. Come, my front door's open. Come. You worried about me? Come to my front door. You give me your address. Go give me your phone number down there. Show me your wee stinking looking face. Every one of you unsubscribe. Even if you're my friend and if I've been nice to you, bolt. Even if you press like there, unlike. You think this is what YouTube tries to get you to enjoy and like? This is what they get to try and... You'll stop talking for people to press like. You'll stop speaking your mind so people subscribe. That's not going to happen here. I would rather you come to my front door with a gun and press the... Come and shoot me. Oh, I'm concerned about this guy. You're not concerned about the safety of children. You're not concerned about family or anyone that helps in communities. You're tearing down families. You're tearing the strips off mothers. You're making mothers call their partners rapists. That's all we fund and support. The fact I said that very sentence means this video would never get any money. And the one before that, it's not monetized. One before that, not monetized. These will never be monetized. So take your like and shove it up your backsides. Shove it up your YouTube algorithm. Go and stick it to someone that cares about their pennies. I'm starving in my house with no heating today. I'm starving in my house, in my country with no heating today because they don't give me gas because I don't deserve it. And you're concerned about me? You sheepish wee freak. You don't even put your face. You don't even put anything real about you. So you does not exist. You're just one of them. A wee paedophile protecting scumbag. A wee liar. 22 likes. I told you to unlike 58 here. Bolt. There's the handful. I've got a handful here. And believe me, I actually know their bloody names as well. Henri, Darren, Piotrek. They're from all different countries in the world, by the way. I've got America. I've got Australia. I've got Europe. But there's only one from each. Doesn't mean that I've not gone and hung up with them. I've been to all these countries and stayed with all these people on these algorithms. Maybe I've not met you yet, but if I meet you, I guarantee we'll get on. And if we don't get on, there's a fair chance I'll rip your face off and bury it. You're lucky I'm speaking to my phone right now. We've all got 1,000 stories. All got 1,000 stories. It's a pity half of you have forgotten what the truth is, because you've been forced into being this version of you, this edited version. I get told in the time, if I'm outside speaking to my lawyer, I'm talking about the rape case that's been against me, I'm talking about the names that I've been called. I get pulled up in libraries, I get pulled up outside for speaking about rape, and I'm addressing myself. They don't want men to say that they've had false allegations of rape, especially when there's evidence to prove that female feminist charities were funded to write that story down. Funded to write a story that you're a rapist down to ruin your life so they can paedophile all over your child. Any of these words are not said by other YouTube commentators, creators. Other YouTube creators don't say any of the words that I'm saying to you. Do you get that through your thick skull? I don't say PDF. I'm telling you, there's paedophiles being protected in your street. Paedophiles are protected in your town while fathers are shot and taken down. Good fathers, good men, they're ran into the ground and called rapists by funded charity, while funded charity protects paedophiles. You think this is a joke? You think the abuse and murder of your children is a joke? You think you can come on here and think every part of this, oh look, this guy's getting angry again, of course. This guy's passionate about ripping you to pieces, tearing you a new backside, because I see you need it. That's why my front door's open, that's why I wake up at whatever time it is, on whatever day it is. Preach, brother. Preach. Go press like, press subscribe, I'll make money off you. No, I say the word paedophile in videos and the fact that your government's protecting paedophiles, so this like means nothing. Your subscription means nothing. Do you not get that? This has been shut down a number of times, this channel, so come along to me. I'll tell you the truth. Does Toby Explore tell you the truth? No, but he's a nice man and he's standing against the system in his own way, but not following any rule of society. The same with Kyle Piddock. Go and watch and support Kyle Piddock. Go and watch and support Nomad Sam or Sam the Nomad. Go and watch and support these men. They've turned their back and they're free in some way, but they don't have the same freedom I have. I'm locked up in one of their jail houses and I'm not allowed to work. It's a jail. It's a jail for terrorists. And why am I a terrorist? I'm not a terrorist because I tell you, and I don't say PDF. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, this isn't going to be financed. I'm not going to be financed. I don't care if I'm financed. I'm a father that was called a rapist by a funded charity called Edinburgh Women's Aid. They're still funded to this day. And because I tell you that I was called all kinds of things, because I'm willing to tell you and give you the real words, they're willing to block me and take away the money. So I don't care about the money, and I don't care about the blocking, and I don't care about the liking, and I don't care about the subscriptions. Because the next channel that I'm going to have to go from 0 to 1,000 people's already made. It's already made. Because this will be shut down because little ball bags like you are paedophile protectors. Lots of women on here take money to protect paedophiles. And if that takes 25 people pressing like, you're going to have me in your algorithms. You're going to have this, so YouTube knows you want to protect kids, which means you're an enemy. You're the same as me now. If you've pressed like and if you've pressed subscribe to this makes YouTube frightened. Not Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Little Boy. Mr. Little Boy. It's all about that. Look at his father. Look at his family. Every one of your YouTube stars has got something behind them. Every one of them. I could be a YouTube star on here. Look at me. I'm going to just be live until I've got 1,000 people. I won't say the word paedophile. I won't speak about the abuse and abduction of my children. And I won't speak about the funded charity, which is assisted to call you a rapist if you're a man. I won't speak about the financial hell, which family allowance and child support. Child support is simply 2 words to break family and break men and make men who are millionaires penniless. Family support, child support was invented to make millionaire men penniless. And a woman that's not had a job in her life, unless she's made some beds, she can make a man with money penniless and make him worthless. Worthless. in this society because we protect the paedophiles, not the children. We protect the paedals, not the children. And we've got people coming along here, and still you foolish little boys and girls pressing like and pressing subscribe because I'm going to appear in your YouTube algorithms and they're going to think you're as hard as me. They're going to think that you've got no heating. They're going to think you've left your front door open. And they're going to come along and call you a narcissist, take your children and make sure you have no funding. And see, when you make these YouTube videos, at no point can you make money from this. I don't care. I would prefer to have nothing and let you know paedophiles have been protected in your area. I would prefer to have nothing and let you know that these scumbags out here, those are the ones making sure your children are committing suicide. The big business which employs you. That's who's raping and abusing your children. You've already been told. The government's actually going to fund you if you want to take them to court. If you're in the States, the government will fund you, but they won't fund victims where they've had false allegations of rape. Because if men were funded to take these women to trial, women would be broken overnight. Women stick together. That's why any woman that sticks up for a man, that's why she's cannon fodder. Unlike every one of you. Stop it. See, when I tell you to press on like, it's only gone up and love pulls up the screen, it's because it's ran by paedophiles. And you can always tell these little paedophiles, you can tell by looking on their programme, you can tell by looking at their YouTube. And trust me, I stalk you. I stalk you and I find out who you are. And with many of you, I find out very easily who you are. Don't I, Henry? And when I do find out who you are, I make sure I question you. This is the attempt to Kids Channel, and I guess this guy is a leader from what I can understand. There's a lot of paedophile protectors out there. Be aware. There's men that pretend to be men. And you can tell they're wee chauvinist pigs. They're wee chauvinist pigs. And these little chauvinist pigs, they're never going to help men. They're never going to help fathers. Fighting amongst themselves to try and get some other wee scrap. Some other wee lowlife. Maybe, hang on, there's a smart person talking. Let's read the smart person. I'll turn the brightness up. Nomad Sam. He sent me a message. Nomad Sam, forage pizza and a portable oven. Let's go and see. Maybe he hasn't seen his kids in 14 years. Or the baby mama made his life so damn difficult. The baby mama was given a story to say I was a rapist while my daughter was young. She used that story and abducted my daughter. I did forgive this lady. We get back. And we weren't given the help that Poland said we would receive. We weren't given any of the psychological support. That's why I looked into all of this stuff and I found out about psychologists after reading it for years and years of reading. And if you turn off your TV and you don't get trapped into watching Nomad Sam and Toby the Explorer, Sean James, Kyle Piddock, if you don't get stuck watching these things, you might get stuck watching other things. Okay, I ask you a serious question. Are you going to ask the serious question in all caps? Which women hurt you so badly? Which women hurt you so badly? Well, I was married before I met this woman, but when I was married, I didn't want children with Laura Francesca. I didn't want kids with her for very many obvious reasons to people that knew us. But at the same time, I wanted to give her what she wanted. She wanted to be able to live in the UK, and I gave her that. And then I met Kasia. She was working with my brother. She was making beds in a hotel. My brother was the manager of some part of the hotel. I met her there. It just happened that my brother was friendly with her. And he said to me, Kasia's interested in you, one day after I went to visit my granny in hospital in the RAH. So I went to visit my granny and Kasia was there with my brother. I didn't know what she was at that point. I just got told she liked me and I seen her. And I tingled. That's what happened with me and her. She told me she couldn't have kids. She told me her ex was crazy and everything else. And she told me her ex owed her money and all of this stuff. It took me years before I spoke to her ex. And her ex was one of the nicest men ever, Leszek. I met him as well when he worked in the hotel with my brother. So it's not as if I didn't know both her and her ex-partner. He's 6'3", really gentleman with goals, and now with a beautiful wife and children of his own. It took him 10 years of suffering and abuse from Kasia to get over her and move on and trust another woman. It's not been 10 years for me yet, because I get back with the beast and had a son who's now 8, so you'll guess that it's less than 8 years. But people come on here and just tell you to kill yourself. There's 1,000 videos where I've gone over lots of things, and 999% of those 1,000 videos, you can't make money on them, because I tell you about paedophilia being protected by your government. I talk about fathers being destroyed by your government. I talk about feminist charities funding fanatical, beastly women by your government. They don't fund mothers. They don't fund fathers. They fund chauvinist pigs that go bed hopping and beastly, abusive feminist women which go bed hopping. None of them have got standards, but I looked at this woman as what sophisticated and standards were, and I found out very, 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 very quickly that she had no sophistication or standards. She was willing to abuse. She stood and told police that I had raped her lots and lots of times. Because the first thing that I said when the police arrested me was, when was I supposed to have raped anyone, let alone the woman I love and I'm going to have children with? When was I supposed to? Like, you didn't rape her. You rape her every week. You rape her and beat her every week. Why would I want to put my energy into proving that was wrong? Why would you want to? But I did put my energy into that, and I found out you can't prove anything. That's what I found out. You just couldn't prove anything. Men out there called rapists, you can't prove it. The only thing that went against my ex and the charity was the fact that I represented myself at this point because I had lost everything. So I was representing myself in a Polish appellate court. I had people that would translate, but it's not just translating. You can hear the words, but it's not just the words that are said in court, it's the way they say things. But there was 3 higher judges, and under questioning, Kasia gave up. Kasia blamed everyone but herself. She wouldn't accept accountability for abusing her children. She wouldn't accept it. She said, as soon as she was given help, as soon as she was given the story by a funded charity, she decided she would use that. She knew at that point that funded charity was going to destroy my life, and she thought, that's going to help me. I want to abduct my children to Poland and give them to my mother. And she abducted her children to Poland and gave them to her parents. She gave her children to her parents, and she was given a flat. She sold off her children, she sold off their health, she sold off their safety, she sold off their parents, she sold off everything, and she done it with a funded feminist charity called Women's Aid. So why do I care about what you might say on here? Why do I care about the nonsense that you hit me? Sorry, I like women as well. I have women contacting me every day. I have women contacting me. I have nice, beautiful, feminine. That's the magic word. There's women that have held on to their femininity. Hang on, wait a minute. I'm going to tell you something. And you're going to tell me in all capitals that hopefully I can't even read that. Hopefully will give you some comfort. Is this please going to give me some comfort? The universe will punish her for the trauma she caused you. Leave it to time. It's not. I understand what you're saying. I understand this. That's why you should go and speak to Maddie at the Anti-Alienation Project. At the Anti-Alienation Project, she manages not to use the word paedophile. She manages not to use the word rapist. She manages not to use any of these words because she's dealing with the children. And she wants to be financed and she wants to be paid. We all want to be paid for what we do. I'm giving that opportunity up. I'm giving it up because I've gave up. I know she will face hell. I don't want the mother of my children to face hell. I want her to come and join the charity Unified Pain, and I want her to stand and say sorry to all the children out there that she's failed, not just ours. Say sorry to all the parents out there, not just ours. Because once she says sorry, her soul can be clear. She can ask for forgiveness. She can repent. And we can move forward. And I guarantee, I wouldn't get back with this woman. Not a chance. No, in no way would I ever get romantically involved with something that done this and said these things. It's impossible. She will know that. I know that. But it doesn't mean she can't join our charity and we can't work out things together and our children can't see that we can give the best example of a mother and father moving forward. So they can say, I used to get told to hate and be afraid of my father. Now my mother stands by his side. Even though they're not romantically involved, they support me as a mother and father. Yeah, she's a problem, but I'm the problem doing this because I'm telling you, paedophile protectors hate me. Feminists hate me. People that support women's charities hate me. And I understand why. Because you only see one side of this. You only see what you want to get from it. You only see that those women are being helped when they've been vulnerable. I don't want vulnerable women not to receive funding. I want lying beasts who pretended to be in a vulnerable state. She wasn't raped. She wasn't beaten. She beat me. I was in a vulnerable state. No one was there to help me and I thought it was my fault. And that's why there's no charities for men. That's why there's no charities for you. That's why there's no charities for children unless they're ran by the BBC and the paedophile brigade. We know this. Funding doesn't come to the people that deserve it. It goes to the paedophiles. It goes to the support network that supports the paedophiles. And that's what the Freemasons and Catholic cult have been used for. That's why I can talk about the Freemasons coming to my house and being the nicest guy. Do you know, see if it, when I was young, see if it wasn't for Adam Watson, I would never have known what it's like to get a gift when it's this time of the year, it was snowing and Adam Watson came and he gave me Spider-Man gloves. I'll always remember that because I never ever received gifts as a child. When I was a child, we lived in poverty. We didn't have money coming in. My dad was the only one working out my mum and dad, and my mum was generally in hospital getting operated on. She was treated like a dummy, my mother. She was ripped to pieces. She had her breast torn off. She had a double mastectomy at the age of 31 years old by mistake. My family has gone through it. She was sold out by her own family and by the people that said they loved her. She was sold out by the NHS, which says it's there to support you while it's killing off people. Everything we funded as good is now turned rotten. Everything is turned bad. What are we talking about here? It's called parental alienation. It's buzzwords created by marketing propaganda like Saatchi and Saatchi, where they call paedophilia and child rape parental alienation because they've come up with the two magic words. Like the funding for our children is not about funding for our children, it's about funding for the beast and for the system which breaks them. That's what the funding is. That's what family court is. You have anger psychosis. You need help. Thank you very much. I've got anger psychosis. I need help. I'm on YouTube. I'm paying so you can come and give me this great information. You fruitcakes. Why doesn't Kasia help you see your kids? Kasia was the one willing to read out a fake story that I raped her. She was the one that went and said to the police. She said to women that came and visited that I would smoke and blow it in my daughter's face. Now you think she's going to go out the way to help anyone? Right now she's taking some new wee guy that'll be a nice wee boy. He'll be nice. He'll go and he'll stand up to me thinking he's doing the right thing, protecting her and the children, while she's just basically taking everything he's got. She's replaced me with him, but only for his stuff, and she'll be out with other men. I know. She's out with lots of other men. Whether they're assisting in her judo technique, maybe they're going to help her play the bongos. But she'll be assisted by hundreds of other men. She'll sleep with anyone in your family. She doesn't care about you or the kids. She cares about getting... The reason you're on here, and you can flick through, look at me flicking through my YouTube. What are you looking to find? You're looking to find something that gives you that next wee hit. It's your next line of Charlie. That's what it is. But she's got that with funding from a feminist charity. She's got that from the paedophile brigade that abuses kids. Is this your daughter you're talking about? How dare you? My daughter's 12-year-old, you freaks! I'm talking about a 40-odd-year-old woman, a 40-odd-year-old Polish Catholic child abusing woman that was in this country working for a hotel my brother was managing. And once I start seeing her and we have children together, she calls me a rapist and abducts my children. That's it. Calling me every name under the sun. That makes you intelligent. That makes you really smart. I didn't know 60s guys have feelings too. I didn't know 60s guys have feelings too. I can't remember the 60s or 70s. First thing I can remember is Argentina 1982, 1? I don't know. Then I don't remember that either, but I'm sure it's like... That was my pyjamas that I wore. Argentina, 80. Spain, España 80, Argentina 84. You can tell me in the comments down below. I don't know. I don't watch football much now. But I can remember what I can remember, and I don't remember the 60s or 70s. I can remember Calvin Harris singing about remembering life and being born in the 80s. That's me. My ex-partner was born in 1984. Freaky age. I was born in 77. But believe me, I don't know the first 2.3 years of my life. I don't remember them. Maybe I've got some kind of memory, but I couldn't spew that out here. It's Scottish, not Irish, you're correct. Now, if you can please remove those likes, remove them. I've explained why they don't help this. If you want to help this video be watched by more people, it's not going to be watched by more people. They don't reach out and do anything. People want to kill you. I'll read this out because you've put so much effort in. Do something about it, man. Man up. I need to man up. I can't even read this. I need to brighten you up. Right, but I know you have to man up. Man up and stop greeting about it on YouTube. Sorry for the daughter comment. I was genuinely confused who you were talking about. Just try to chill out, mate. This is my honest advice to you. Bolt! You wee freak! Don't come on and don't accidentally mention someone's daughter. You wee freak! Bolt! Tell me what you're doing, not doing YouTube. Get away! Go and flick. Go and fiddle yourself with someone else on a different channel. You freak. I don't care if you're a mate in this town. I don't care if you're somebody that's so support. I don't care if you think you can give me anything. You wee tosser. My door's open. I show you where I am every day. There's 1,000 videos. If you've got half a brain cell, you can figure me out and find where I am and you know my face. Come and kill me. You wee knobs. Try to explain anything to me. How dare you? You support paedophilia. You support the paedophiles being protected in your area. It's your fault, you wee knob. Shiny wee doorknob. You useless freak. Chill out, mate. It's because you've taken your jellies this morning, Hector. Exactly, he's a wee knob. Aiden, you're a trans. Oh no, is that Aiden? Relax, man, okay? What do you mean relax, man? I woke up this morning just to have the confirmation my son and daughter have been abducted. You get to wake up every morning and have that. Oh, it's getting funnier. Eat haggis. If there was any haggis in there, I would eat it. Sadly, I've got half a tub of cottage cheese. Right enough, I do believe I've got porridge. But I ain't got salt. Are you in Africa? I mean, there's a lot of Africans in Scotland, and they're nice. Angry, geriatric, red face with white hair is funny look. Thanks very much. Some people think it's handsome. Some people think it's old. Some people think it's geriatric. But that's the thing, when you come on here, you've all got your own wee things. Said Glasgow, I want to read that Glasgow. Glasgow kind of sucks, but that's not your fault. Everywhere sucks. No, you're not. Wherever you are, you're not happy where you are. And if you're happy where you are, you're one of them. No one's happy. It's Willie from The Simpsons. That's really funny. Though you was on Budvig by choice. I was on Budvig by choice. A lot of people used to reach out who had cancer. A lot of women used to reach out. They wanted like cannabis oil made. They wanted advice on how to get rid of their cancer without taking the poison and losing their hair and losing their mind by the stuff that's supposed to help them. Don't get me wrong, lots of these women took the poison and lost their hair and lost their mind. Friends' mothers. My own family. But other mothers didn't take anything from the pharmaceutical pigs killing you. The one you still protect and you still trust. And many of these women in Poland went ahead and took the oil and they done the Budvig. They done other things along with that. They just didn't follow the psychopaths murdering you and your children. And they live. Not a hair falling out their head. That's why I do the Budvig, and that's why I wrote a book called The Healing Brew. And it's about a Canadian nurse called Nurse Cassie. And she produced Essiac tea. And I would look into Essiac tea because you don't need to just eat Budvig and protect yourself from cancer. You can drink Essiac tea from Nurse Cassie. This is wonderful. Divine, effeminate women. Feminine women. Divine feminine. I like to talk about those women. So when you say that I hate women, and I've wrote, 2 books now, specifically about great women and the work they've done, and biochemist Dr. Johanna Budvig has been shut down. All of her work has been shut down and burnt over the last 70 years because we've wanted to push money into the pharmaceutical industry for cancer and to poison children with cancer because cancer is huge. Now it's the mind deterioration. That can be helped by the Budvig protocol. That can be helped with nicotine. If you feel your brain foggy, the first thing I would suggest you do is get nicotine patches, run about 12 milligrams at least, and use nicotine patches. If you smoke, and you know men that smoke or people that smoke cigarettes are vastly less affected by these brain illnesses, brain fog. My uncles and aunties walking about the street don't recognise me, and that hurts my feelings as well. My wee feelings are hurt as well. I am a marathon. I run each marathon of hope for cancer. And Jimmy Savile done that as well. Jimmy Savile and yourself, obviously, nice team. I hope you're going to have a fantastic weekend. I have just found out that it's Friday. And weekend is only for those that work. That's why it's the weekend. You get the weekend of the bargain. If you're in a job, if you're just over broke, if you're in a job just over broke, you get the weekend of the bargain. And most of you now, you even give them that. You even give them that for extra slave tokens. Slave tokens so you can buy yourself what? Poisonous food. The food that God grows. You have to work on your weekend so you can pay for it. Hello to the people saying hi. Hello to the people saying kill yourself. Hello to the people that might be able to jump through my door any minute and shoot me with a sawn-off shotgun. My door's open. Please do so. Right. The likes and the subscribes have continually gone up. Why am I getting new subscribers? I've just told you I'm going to be shut down next week or next month. I don't come on a daily basis, or I don't tell you when new videos or new lives are going to go, but when I come on live, it goes. It always goes. I tell you what you need to know because paedophiles have been protected in your town as you sit doing nothing and you come against me. Feminist charities have been funded to abuse children and break family in your area. Favourite colour? What, this nicotine? I've failed my kids. You can put that in the comment. I'm old looking. 5 years ago I looked a whole bit younger. And 5 years before that I looked a whole lot younger again. I've been working hard since the day I was born. I've always worked hard my whole life. As a young boy I worked. As a teenager I worked. I bought and sold everything. I would go in front of any man, woman or child to sell what I had. And I still do the same. I love to wake up early and get out. Shutting down the channel, exactly. We'll be shutting down. Ziggy, you'll shut it down. It feels like you've actually got 100 different profiles so you can come and speak on this channel. 500 of my subscribers might be Ziggy alone. And the Serial Hill Killer, which I remember from just 4 weeks ago when we had 200 subscribers, or less than 200 subscribers a month ago. It's true, they don't support enough men's shelters. They don't support any in this country. I know they support 2 in all of America. There's 2, and there's maybe 1,000 women's charities. Abuse support groups. And I'm family court for single men. Family court does not work. This family court does not work. Across the world, this is designed as a way to steal every penny men have and not show them their children and not allow children to know their fathers. It should be balanced. Men deserve more, and I'm sorry, it's like this right now. It's been like this for 10 years. I got back with her. She played me again. It's just that once you always, the last thing I said to 3 higher judges, I put it on court, I said to them that I want this to be recorded, that she called me a rapist and she abducted my children. She was funded to do that. I get that recorded in appellate court and the 3 higher judges. My ex was on her knees crying in appellate court. My ex was on her knees crying. She is a demon. Women are funded to be these demons. And if women don't take that help, they don't get help. If women aren't, there's fanatical women who have been made fanatical. They don't want to be. There's fanatical women abusing their kids. There's fanatical women selling their kids to paedophiles who don't want to. But they're so caught up on having to pay for the lifestyle that they want, they're willing to sell their own children. Because of something we call lifestyle. Our lifestyle is more important than the safety of our children. My brother's mama did the same thing. Not even for money. She didn't do this for money. She'd done this for control. She's done this to get what she wanted. This is an upgrade. Women upgrade. They'll tell you everything you want to hear. Men commit. Women upgrade. Get a job and make a difference. Find a purpose. Offer me a job. Offer me a job. And once I get it, you'll find out the Scottish Government will send you a letter to say I'm a criminal. Scottish Power found that out. Scottish Power's sales team found that out. Scottish Power's sales team, the actual head manager sales team, was willing to give me a car and come meet me himself because he knew I'd done the very same job as him. And I made $1 million business in Australia as an illegal immigrant by that very business. I'm not allowed to work. Because I've had 1,000 things put against me. And if one wee bit of shit sticks in this country and makes you a criminal, you get the rights to work taken away from the Attorney General. Even though it's court documented that she was funded by a charity in Scotland to lie. So why don't they want to take the details that I have that the government funded the charity to call me the rapist to ruin my life? They don't want to take that for very obvious reasons. They don't want to be paying me and my children tens of millions of pounds because they have funded, and they've got it court documented, that Scotland has funded a vicious feminist charity to abuse children. That's what that woman wanted to do. It wasn't just about her cash. It wasn't about that. She'll get the next man and use the next man for that. There's men out there willing to be played, who've got lots of money. And that's why you find that men with lots of money, they've got 15 and 20 girls on the go. I've got good mates. I've got one particular good mate who has had like 15 and 20 women on the go at the same time. Why? Because he's a multi-millionaire. He's got houses and flats all over Europe. Women want to be with them. Women don't. 80% of these women will be with that small percentage of those men. Women that are sleeping with you and have given you children. Because they're looking to upgrade. And they'll cry at the man with the money. Oh, this man's got money. And you're nothing. Because you don't have what she wants. There's no mothers anymore. Charities are funded to do this. I'm alone, my friend. Even if you want to be there, my door's open. I'm alone. I'm alone right now. I'll be alone when I walk down the main street. And when I walk past the Freemasons or the Catholic Church, there'll be whispers and some people will want to punch me in the face. There's people in this town that want to kill me. There's people here that want to kill me. I talk about both sides. I talk about my entire family and my entire friends groups and what they're part of. They don't want me a bit. They put people like you on and pay people like you, so I go and kill myself and do the job for them. That's the only reason. I'm stubborn. I'm not going to kill myself. I wake up every day feeling like there's no point to live, the same as most men wake up. The most men and fathers wake up. I don't have any point to live. I don't have any reason. It's right down to the food and everything else. None of this court documented, by the way. That is all court documented, by the way. I wouldn't be allowed to come on here and say this. Scottish government, the Scottish police would bust through my door and tear me a new ringhole and put me on front of TV if I was saying this with no evidence. The only reason people walk away from me is because every single thing is evidenced by her. The one that called you the rapist is the one that said you weren't. The one that blamed the charity. It doesn't matter what you think about me. You jockeys. You're too busy round the back of Catholic churches and round the back of shops tickling each other's wee testicles. Most of the boys on here. $850 cash, kid. Brother, you know how you feel. We're just meant to be used, or meat to be used. We are just meat to be used. We are. We're pieces of nothing. We've accepted this. We've accepted for our partners to go away and cheat with other men. My ex-partner, I know, she was bed hopping everywhere. I mean, it's like, even when I got back with her, it's like the number of different boyfriends she had in her work. She'll do anything to have these other boyfriends, and she'll have a reason to have them. Handsome, be careful on here. I hope you're talking to the last person in the comment. Why are you so angry? What happened? There's 1,000 videos. Please go and watch the 1,000 videos. And you can like and subscribe, because I say paedophile, because I say rape victim, because I say rapist. You're not allowed to finance any of these videos. So you come on here, you press like, you press subscribe, and I get nothing for it. So I tell you, unlike, unsubscribe, I'll be gone next week. I would prefer to have a man or woman come through this door and shoot me. Lots of people in this town hate me. No one goes out their way to like me. There's one guy that visits me, Darren. One guy that visits me. Release the documents. Prove your innocence. What do you mean, prove my innocence? She's abducted my child. It's nothing about me being innocent or guilty now. You freak. It's about child abuse. Ziggy, you wee paedophile protector. Right, everyone in the comments, attack this Ziggy one. See this one Ziggy here? Watch that man. He's a paedophile protector. There's something very wrong with him. He's been here since day one. And he's always trying to get fathers to abuse kids. He's always trying to protect the paedophile. He's always protecting a child abuser. Come on, give Ziggy some. He has. He's gone mad again. Oh no, is that me you're talking about? I've been on here 2 hours. If I've not gone round all my personalities by now, then how are you ever supposed to meet me's? Because me's a very nice person. 33. I've got 33 likes. Leave it there. No more, no less. 33. The magic number. Now, before we go, I want to tell you a secret. Do you remember the Dark Ages? When were the Dark Ages? You can put in the comments. Do you know anything about the Dark Ages? Bad choice of women. Of course, I chose the most vile woman. Any woman I had that was good, I let her go. Any love I was really given, I went for the dirty women. That's my fault. Now let me know about the Dark Ages. What do you think about the Dark Ages? What really happened in the Dark Ages? Hey, from Carissa's, you're not spelling Cassius right. You need to do this right. Hey, from Kansas. That's another thing right there as well, about the banking industry. The yellow brick road. Kansas. Paved with gold and silver, eh? Just like heaven, paved with gold. I don't deserve that for the man I am. I've got 33 likes. I've got over 800 subscribers. It's about my vanity. I'm going to start saying PDF instead of paedophile, and I'm going to not talk about being called a rapist. Because you're going to think that I'm fighting against this. No, I'm fighting to see my children, and I'm fighting for your children to have the rights to see you if you're a father. I've lost what I've lost. The time is gone. You can't get it back, but my son's still a boy. And he needs to learn to be a man, because I see there's so many wee ziggy paedophile protectors, and I need to be out there to find out. After the fall of the Roman Empire. There's been no fall of the Roman Empire. They hid behind the Catholic Church. It didn't ever end. It continued under a different guise. You think the Pope's the only Pope? The Grey Pope's controlling this. You think there was such a thing as the Dark Ages? You know what happened in the Dark Ages? The Dark Ages were the most enlightened ages. The ages between, 1200 to 1500? We had everything. We were flying round in huge, well-built flying machines that we just simply can't comprehend these days. Tens of thousands of people were living in the sky. They weren't travelling at slow speeds. They would go up into the higher atmosphere and travel. We've hidden everything. We didn't have to stop and let people off. We didn't have to have airports and have people come down. All of this old tech is all round about you, and you're all starting to figure out this church building was used for something else. The glass in this building was used for something else. You see the golden ratio written in everything, don't you? You see it? We've got so much hidden. We don't have a clue what's really going on. The glass came from Jerusalem. When I hang up, because I've nearly had you on 2 hours, the sun's come up. Well, when I say the sun's come up, you can't see it because there is no sun. We've paid for the sun not to be here for the last few days. But there ain't much clouds. Come and finish me. Come and end me. I've just told you there's a spare bedroom. My son and daughter's spare bedroom's there. Hey man, I saw one of your live streams. I'm so sorry what you're going through. I hope you're reunited with your children. Crazy what's going on in the world and how much I was unaware of what's going on. Sorry, William. Sorry, William. Thank you for your kindness in that comment. I normally play a wee tune before I go. They've ruined everything. Everything you've taught, like the Dark Ages, unlike it, so I'm back at 33. Go unlike. You're just going to have this in you're going to have this video in your YouTube algorithms, and YouTube is going to maybe come to your door. If you have me in your algorithms, YouTube might come to your door. Try. We've got a father dealing with the trans movement, and that's Billboard Chris. So go along and support Billboard Chris. Direct energy in a useful manner, Joseph. Clear your name. Take back what's yours. I can't clear my name. You can't clear your name. You can't give that evidence to clear your name. There's no such thing. The world's so cold and evil, but you're a good person. I see that. Thanks very much for saying that. I'm not. I'm quite two-faced, needy. I look to make people like me. A lot of that's changed in the last few years. That's okay. In them's names, people would who themselves as they thought it would please God, and he would forgive them for their sins. We have to learn how to forgive ourselves and seek that forgiveness inside. God isn't something separate. It's just so diminished, it's so broken. Everything we pump into is pumping into the demonic side of life. I'm still watching it, I'm still hearing it, I still hear the profanity in it, and I shouldn't. You can be my friend if you like, there's contact information, but I'm a rubbish friend. Wee Darren will come to my door later maybe. Maybe he'll have a bottle of Buckfast in his hand, but he's not allowed to bring that through my door. He's not allowed to bring drink in here, so he'll sit it outside. Or he'll come to my door before he's had something, and he just wants one bottle. And I know a lot of you are using that because you're suffering pain. I know a lot of you are using drink and drugs because you're just suffering. You don't want to feel, because what you're feeling is leading you to want to end it. And all the people on here are quite happy for you to end it. And if you end it live, you might get some great viewing figures. You might get 100 likes. I've had 20,000 views, never 100 likes. And not one of those likes has ever helped me late at night. Not one of these likes or not one of these nice comments have helped me. But in the same hand as that, not one of the put downs has killed me. Not one of the comments telling me to commit suicide or my children are grown now or I'm a 90-year-old failure. I like my grey hair. It's taken me a long time to appreciate what I have, who I am, rather than sticking anything darker on it. Because I had jet black hair. My dad had jet black hair. When mine was going grey, my dad had jet black hair. I just miss my dad. And I know my children are going to miss me because they didn't get the time with me. Use your energy to fight, Joseph. Get your life back on track. I don't know what that is though. Siggy, I don't know what that means, mate. And I know we're going back and forward and stuff. Let's see. Even in towns are filled with junkies. It's not junkies. Junkies are the people that help me. You know, you're telling me this is Friday today. You know, yesterday I could have went down to a place for drug and alcoholics, for junkies and alcoholics, and the junkies are the nicest people. The women that are ex-drug addicts were the nicest people to me. Nicole was one of the nicest girls ever. She always wanted to give me like a £20 note and some cigarettes. This was like a year and a half ago. And then it didn't feel right standing there smoking. So I decided not to. Joseph, go do that Walmart and buy a fifth of whiskey, buddy. I used to have IBS like 15 years ago. I had it most of my life, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. My bum used to bleed and it used to be really painful. I used to get all kinds of things from my backside. When I was working in Australia and running my business, I used to always have trouble with my back end. And ever since I've started my healthy eating and I got to understand making oils and using proper oil, using linseed oil, making cannabis oil. Now it's just the Budwig protocol, because everything else gets you in trouble. So the Budwig protocol was designed by Johanna Budwig, a biochemist, and it works for just about every single illness because it doesn't actually help any illness. The Budwig protocol does not help any illness. It grows your immune system. It grows your immune system and your immune system becomes the fastest growing part of your body. I'm bloody Scottish. Stromboni. Nice to meet you, Stromboni. I hope it wasn't me that's saying you're not bloody Scottish. But being bloody Scottish or not bloody Scottish, it's all capitals. I like your name, Stromboni. If you jump in cold water, you won't be feeling down. Or if you take a cold shower, you won't be down. 100%. When I'm really quite thin, so when I work out and when I eat food, I try not to take cold showers because it stops the muscle from growing and stops the workout from helping and growing your body. Your body goes into shock and it can't grow. At night time, after you've had a hot shower, if you're in a position where you're financially able to have a hot shower before you go to bed, turn the hot shower right down to 0 for the last 2 minutes. If you have a cold shower, if you've gone from hot to cold and your body feels that cold temperature, your body will shut down in about 5 minutes time. In 5 minutes, your body will shut down after the cold and you'll have a great sleep. That's how I get to sleep at night. If I can afford the hot shower. I can't ever get hot water in my kitchen. It hurts my fingers to wash dishes. It hurts my hands, and I use a lot of oil and it hurts. I need to stop this. Early start. I didn't wake up till 12 p.m. Oh, okay, cool. I don't even know what I'm doing now. Why am I on this? I've been on for 2 hours talking nonsense. You want me to continue to keep not talking nonsense? I used to sing and dance to this song at the end because I love Stir Crazy. I love the old American movies. You should watch Stir Crazy. It's good. Came help me out. I'll come and help you out, no problem, Keith, my friend. Keith Richards. Oh no, if it's truly Keith Richards, then that's just another one of them. Kearney is what? Carney is what I named a person. Alright, Carney. I'm a Carney, is that what it is? Right.
Well, if I'm crazy, what a wonderful way to be.
If you think I'm this,
Imagine all the possibilities.
and you keep me separated from those
If the whole world
that I love
was
so
just
much
like me.
and love me,
Crazy.
I'm happy being crazy.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I got a feeling deep inside they don't like to be just like me. Crazy.
Ava,
Crazy,
Matthew,
crazy.
I got no idea in the world why anyone would separate us. I love you so much. I've never stopped thinking about you. Every
Press like, press subscribe.
Listen, I'm just